Hi all, welcome back to the channel. We're back on the internet together again today. We're talking crime in Australia. Let's jump straight into it. The first article here, or news bulletin should we say, Melbourne's teen criminals on the rampage without a care in the world.
Good evening. Out of control Victorian teenagers are thumbing their nose at the law, posting and boasting about their dangerous antics. In the latest shameless example, a group of teens crashed a stolen car outside a politician's Geelong office. Then just hours later, mocked police and bragged about their behaviour.
Out of control with no regard for the law or anyone else.
I just want to stop it there for 2 seconds. Brain cells on these younger people, there aren't many of them. Maybe not even two to rub together. Number one, you're committing crimes. Number two, you're recording it. You're putting it on TikTok. You're not even recording it for yourself. You're literally putting it up on TikTok for people to see. An account that's linked to you that has your details, even if you don't have your real name, the police can track that pretty quickly. How stupid.
A teenager is confronted after she and 4 others fled from a stolen car that crashed into an innocent motorist at Geelong.
You can speak to the police when the police come.
If you can, I'm going to scream rape in a moment.
Oh, you can say what you want, you little... It's being filmed,
I'm sorry, well, I'm a minor. Don't talk to me like that.
Hours later,
Good old Aussie gangers, we'll call them. Straight up ratty rat bags. Oh, how's that for a comment?
the teenagers bragged online about the dangerous joyride through multiple Melbourne suburbs. It's alleged the stolen car was involved in several
Taylor
hit-run
Swift.
collisions, the gang leading police on a high-speed chase
The gang.
before smashing outside Senator Sarah
Oh.
Henderson's office on Wednesday.
They risked lives, their own lives and other lives, and it is incomprehensible that they are now behaving in this way.
The teenagers posting was mad happy till we crashed and got arrested, and cop chase was crazy.
You can't just have them posting
Would you call them a gang? You just call them a group of absolute fuckwits. The gang.
casually like that. Hopefully they get caught at least.
It's just horrible behaviour from people who don't have brains.
In August, post and boast laws passed state parliament due to an increasing
got 'em
trend
there.
of young people chasing notoriety for their crimes on social media. If found guilty, offenders face up to 2 years behind bars.
I am calling on the Albanese government to show leadership and to implement post and boast laws at a federal level.
3 of the teens, the youngest just 13 years old, were interviewed by police and released with a caution. A 15-year-old girl is facing further inquiries. The driver has not been arrested, and it remains unclear whether or not any of them will be charged under the new law.
Oh, what? What the actual F? They literally just stole cars, crashed them on video that they had recorded themselves, and they get a slap on. They don't even get a slap on the wrist. That's why they do this. You do adult crimes, you do adult time. That's my opinion on that. What, you think they're going to have a good future anyway in front of them doing dumb shit like this? Pretty sure they're going to go downhill pretty quick.
For goodness sake, it's against the law and there has to be consequences.
Jordan Wright, 7 News.
The gangers. The gangers out there now. They're out there just causing crime. All right, we're talking retail crime now. The retail crime epidemic. Look at just how quite sickening some of this footage. Imagine you had brother, sister, your girlfriend, husband, whatever, working in one of these stores and they get attacked like this just trying to do their job. People are just absolutely lost their mind out there.
There are big moves tonight to tackle the retail crime epidemic, with police to begin spot checks for knives around shopping strips and malls. And there's more, with a new police mandate to slap those abusing shop staff with AVO-style orders banning them from stores.
It's become Australia's great shopping shame.
The swearing, the foul mouth, the abuse.
At Bunnings, they've seen enough.
Far
and
out.
at Woolworths, they've seen too much.
And it's important to remember our team members are mothers, fathers and sons.
People like Christine, who copped it last week.
It was absolutely horrendous. He threw things at us, smashed the front doors. He also threatened that he would come back and shoot us. Yeah, that's just an example.
From the minister.
A lot of mental health issues going on out there. Like, put in the comments, what do you guys think is causing this? Is it people on the gear, cooking on the glass barbie, enjoying a bit of shard and then going and just losing the plot down the shops? Or is it something else? Because this is the middle of the day, down in the shops, people getting punched in the face or punched in the nose working at a checkout register. This is just insane. You wouldn't hear about these things happening only a few years ago. Now we're seeing footage of this. It's absolutely sickening. And I know I joke around a lot on this channel, but I'm not joking about this. Just imagine that was, say, your mum or your dad, and they're working still at, in their 60s and above, and someone goes and attacks them down at their job down at Bunnings, or it's at Woolworths or Coles. If that happened to me, police would not be able to keep that person safe, I tell you what. I'm not trying to be tough, I'm just telling you. These people are lucky their families aren't coming after them.
They do not deserve a serve.
And from police.
We're not going to stand for it.
So now, a shop floor strike back.
To tackle this shocking behaviour.
It'll start with this.
What have you got down your shirt, man? So that's metal already?
Spot checks for knives around shopping strips and malls.
What we're going to see is cops in shops.
There'll also be these, new place restriction orders, PROs, a bit like AVOs. They'll ban bullies from coming back, shielding shop staff.
Okay. You got people who were mental enough in their head to run into a store with a knife. But you're banned now, and the guy's like, oh, I'm banned. Oh, no, I can't go down to Woolworths and cause trouble anymore because I got banned. You think he gives a stuff about being banned? Not even on the same wavelength, not even on the same planet to even give a shit about that.
Not there to be punching bags.
In the last year, a focus on theft has seen 1,000 arrests and...
We've been able to bring back almost a
It
million...
looks like he got him. They should have shown us the full clip. I reckon he got that bloke there. Sling tackle, hold his arms and just head straight down into the concrete. That's what they deserve. Face to absorb the impact of that.
$1 million of stock.
That's stalling thieves. Now for the thugs.
I have no more words for it.
Chris Marr, 7 News.
Far out. What's going on this planet? All right, so we've got another bulletin to follow that one up. Victoria's crime is driving tourists away, opposition says. No shit, Sherlock. You got Jacinta Allen coming out here on the news saying that the place is safe. More and more people are enjoying going to the city. There's higher foot traffic. Things haven't been better. I think if you ask the average punter out there on the street what they think about Melbourne, what they think about Victoria in general, you're going to get a very different answer to that.
Victoria's crime crisis is reportedly driving away tourists, with the latest data showing our visitor numbers are failing to keep up with other states. The state opposition says it comes after a string of violent crimes in the heart of Melbourne. Justine Conway reports.
A random stabbing, police car chase and carjacking terror in the city. A catalogue of crimes committed in just the past few weeks.
It can only be sending one message.
What about all the crime? They're not talking about that. So they put the non-diverse background people on there, and rightfully so, they should be on the news. What about all the crimes that are being committed? Supermarkets, shopping centre complexes, home invasions with knives and other weapons, carjackings, murders, grievous bodily harm and assaults with machetes and other bladed weapons. Nah, just put the white people on, because you can put their face on the news.
to the world, to visitors, to people in other states. Victoria is not the place it used to be.
The opposition says latest ABS data shows Victoria's crime wave is scaring away tourists, claiming they're choosing to holiday in New South Wales instead. Last month, the Premier State attracted more than 119,000 extra visitors than Victoria.
People are in fear.
In Queensland, Premier David Crisafulli was arguing why big business should ditch Melbourne and head north.
For if they live in Melbourne, they've got a place that's dealing with youth crime and they won't get stabbed. That's a good start.
He later apologised for the comment deemed insensitive.
That's insensitive. How's that insensitive? It's the truth. That's what's happening. We've had a news bulletin after news bulletin, and imagine how many unreported crimes are going on, i.e. things that aren't making their way to the mainstream media. That Japanese lady, I think her background was Japanese, the one that got stabbed in the street. The only reason why that came to light was because it got out on social media in her country of origin. So it started spreading virally, so the news got onto it here. There was a suppression order on it. Think about that. It's like, you think about this, I made this comment very recently as well. It's like Jaws. And you got the town mayor, i.e. Jacinta Allen, and they're very nervous about the image of the town / Melbourne, because they got this shark out there. They got this shark out there eating everybody, but they're saying there isn't one. They're trying to get people still in the door, i.e. people aren't being knifed. This stuff isn't happening. It is offensive to talk about it. Melbourne's never been safer. Biggest load of rubbish.
These are the sort of things that we make jokes about.
I think it lacks sensitivity and tact by our Premier here in Victoria to keep telling Victorians things are under control.
But the government has accused the opposition of cherry-picking data, maintaining visitor numbers do fluctuate. And despite the crime stats, our events calendar is still the envy of every other state. But in the city...
That's it, no shark here, nothing to see here. Come on, come and enjoy our events. We've got Melbourne, what's that, Flinders Street Station right there. Every single time I go into Flinders Street Station or surrounding area, which is a lot, multiple times a week I'm there, I see something. I see some antisocial behaviour at the very best. Otherwise, you got people carrying on off their guts on whatever substance. It's absolutely fucked there. Excuse my language.
Jury's still out.
I'm always looking behind me.
No matter where you are in the world, you can run into the wrong person that wants to...
Well, yeah, absolutely. You could say that about anywhere, yeah. All right, halfway. If you're enjoying the content, consider subbing, like, comment and sharing. Just want to say once again, we just hit 15K subscribers. So thanks a lot to all of you who tune in and have subscribed and have come and watch me over the course of this year. It's been great. Really appreciate it. Let's keep going. I'm not sure if you guys would have seen this one. This is breaking news at this time. It won't be breaking by the time you get this. I generally do these videos a day in advance. Contract killers out there. They got the wife of a drug dealer who they believed was doing, well, was taking the piss, essentially, skimming off the top. And they brutally tortured her and all that. You're going to see this. It's pretty confronting, really. It's very horrible.
Angie Asibis.
Good evening. It was one of Sydney's most brutal crimes, the kidnapping and murder of a Bankstown mother, and now police say they've tracked down her killers. An alleged hit squad accused of murdering Kim Tran in an act of revenge when her husband didn't respond to their demands.
The only thing I'm going to say here is they're picturing her as being 100% innocent. Now, this could be true. Maybe she didn't know what her husband did for work. I would say that would be a very long stretch. That's the only thing I'm going to say about this report, without making any assumptions and saying she was heavily involved in it and, i.e., lived by the sword, died by the sword, so to speak.
When Kim Tran was kidnapped at gunpoint in April, her attackers also beat an 8-year-old boy unconscious.
Far out.
The mother was tortured, stripped naked, shot dead, then set alight. A grim new low in the brutality of organised crime in Sydney.
Abhorrent what happened to that poor woman, no doubt about that.
Now, police say they've found the contract killers responsible already behind bars.
They're three men, 31, 21 and 20. These young criminals are ruthless. It's no longer families are off limits.
The attack, revenge on Ms Tran's husband. Police say he was a methamphetamine cook for an Asian crime gang who suspected him of stealing product.
Far out. Well, what do you say about that? You're going to take on that line of work, you're putting your family at direct risk. But I think the stuff, absolutely the wife, that's horrible what happened. Like, imagine meeting your end like that. How scary that would have been. That little kid getting bashed unconscious, an 8-year-old. Hey, these guys should be absolutely fucking strung up for that shit. And I hope they get what they deserve in prison, because that is disgusting.
Couldn't contact him. They murdered the victim within 40 minutes of those attempts. There were several messages sent via encrypted applications. One of those included an image of his wife.
A fourth man is already before the courts accused of facilitating the kidnapping and murder. The police say the three arrested yesterday carried out the killing, guns for hire, linked to low-level street gangs.
They prostitute themselves to whoever pays the biggest amount, and whoever pays them the money, they'll go and do the job for them.
Have your clients given you any instruction if they'll be fighting the murder charges? Court orders prevent us from revealing further details about this alleged kill crew, but police say they are investigating more people involved here and overseas, hopeful of making further arrests.
And we are confident that we will have a result.
Andrew Denny, 7 News.
Far out. Alrighty, so people have been arrested after protesting in Brisbane. So the March for Australia, and then they had the anti-racism fuckwits out there as well. People have been collared for it. Let's learn a bit more.
They came in their thousands with a message for Canberra.
Encourage Mr Prime Minister Albanese to shut the gates.
A sea of Australian flags marching through Brisbane CBD, rallying against what they call the government's mass migration policy.
Well, what they call? It is what it is. What do you mean it is what they call? How can you say that getting 600,000 people a year in is not mass migration? Ridiculous. Yeah, look how scary these people are, guys. They're really threatening.
Metres away in King George Square, a counter-protest
gathered. These fuckheads. Look at that shit.
Just after 12 o'clock, tensions boiled over. Members of the...
Fuck, I hope a few of them got dropped on their head. God, these people annoy me.
So-called anti-racism group ran for the protesters. Police raced to form a barrier.
Look at him.
Escapees pushed and held back.
There's a massive police presence here today. Authorities have blocked the top of Queen Street here in an attempt to stop the protesters from clashing with the counter group.
It's not about where you come from. It's not about why you want to be here.
No. Not the protesters clashing with the counter group. No, it's the counter group, the anti-racism fuckwits who are doing the clashing. Do you see anyone here wearing a balaclava? Ski masks? No, you don't. You see people walking around waving the flag saying, we don't want any more mass migration. Slow it down. Is anyone fighting here? No. You got these other group of indoctrinated dickheads carrying on stupid. And that's what I mean. Australia's become little America with all this political divisiveness going on. They use political ideologies to try and get free rein for being just a complete fuckwit. And once again, I'm using this language because I'm getting charged up because I just can't stand it. And I hate seeing it in this country.
It's only about the numbers. It's mathematics.
We won't put up with racism and racist
Oh, yeah. Good on you, mate.
Joining the March for Australia, Maverick federal MP Bob Katter taking aim at the nation's Home Affairs Minister.
Because he brought in 2,000 Gazans without any reference to the people of Australia.
Tell him, Bobby!
Violence erupted.
These dickheads
were pelted with rocks and glass as warring protest groups clashed. At least 2 injured officers were taken to hospital.
Cop that fuckhead.
Demonstrators also stormed Sydney's CBD.
There's nothing more I love seeing than these woke nut jobs copping a face full of capsicum spray. I love it. It's great.
Championing support to lower beer prices, with cost of living and housing the main motivator for the national movement. Unlike rallies in August, there was no sign of neo-Nazi leaders, despite 3 arrests for breaching the peace. Rachel Baxter, 7 News.
Ooh, the Nazis who aren't even involved in it anymore. All right. Now, last final segment of the day, we're talking through this no kings stuff going on in the US. That's why I'm saying Australia is very much becoming a little silo, a little offshoot, a little satellite country for America with all this just crazy political protesting, posturing, virtue signaling, woke rubbish. Let's watch this. It's entertaining, but it's also scary that humans can buy this stuff, believe and run their life thinking like this. It makes no sense.
It's time for something we like to call the world's gone mad. Yes, in this mad and crazy world of ours, it is often the blind who see things more clearly than those with perfect eyesight. Whenever all the nonsense about slavery reparations comes up, I'm reminded of this wonderful observation by Helen Keller. There is no king who has not had a slave among his ancestors, and no slave who has not had a king among his. I was reminded again of that great line during all the no kings nonsense that took place last week across America. The absurdity of people protesting against no kings in a constitutional republic that was founded by fighting a war against a king has not been lost on most sensible people, yet still unbelievably some 7 million of King Donald I's serfs and enslaved subjects, anecdotally most of them white, prosperous-looking and middle-aged, took to the streets to protest about this wicked monarch.
I am very anti-Trump. I'm for democracy in America. I don't want kings. I don't want dictatorship. So I'm here to support America.
Some were even convinced that King Trump was trying to stop them protesting, even though, of course, he wasn't.
Trump would say no, by the way. Trump would say no.
If Trump would say no, we wouldn't be having a protest.
Look how angry they get when their mindset is challenged. You got to love it. And you will see this. The old tolerant left, hey? Look at these lunatics. Look at these art students, gender studies students.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Trump would say no. Amongst King Trump's rival court are, of course, all the Hollywood celebrities, including John Cusack, who once appropriately starred in a film called The Grifters, which pretty much sums up the Hollywood elite.
The whole country was founded on no kings. Everyone knows the score, right? The authoritarians divide and conquer, and they create an other, and then they pick on it, and then pick on the person and harass them, jail them.
Yeah, good on you, man.
And that's all used as a distraction so they can steal as much as they can, maintain power. Right?
John Cusack, cockhead. We should have that there.
We all know history, so.
Poor old John. Should stick to letting other people write his lines for him, equating the Trump regime with the worst excesses of communism, fascism and socialism is idiotic, offensive and quite frankly grotesque. Mind you, please don't suggest to the no kings crowd that it's the left who may have undemocratic tendencies.
Can I point out something? That we say no kings and no authoritarianism, but Kamala Harris, no one voted for her.
Yes, they did. Half the country voted for her, so let's not go there.
No one was voted for her to be the nominee.
Yes, they did.
Isn't that what, authoritarian?
You're going down the wrong road right now with me. I wouldn't go any further.
What does that mean?
I'm not going to talk to you anymore. That's what it means.
I just think it's ironic that no one voted for her to be the nominee. They just selected her like a king gets selected, right?
Keep it to yourself, okay? Bye. Have a good day.
What a nut job.
See ya. Take care.
And ridiculously, even former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat worthy of being crowned the Red Queen, joined in the stupidity. The hypocrisy of the left is staggering, particularly when you think back to the COVID years, as this young woman points out.
No kings. Put your mask on. No kings. But you're fired for not getting the vaccine. No kings. But we're shutting down the parks and the beaches. No kings. You must force your crying child to wear a mask. So who's really the tyrant?
And no kings. Schools having forcing kids to be vaccinated against the parents' wishes. no kings, you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your livelihood, and you are not going to be able to pay your mortgage, and your family's going to end up on the street if you don't get your vaccine. Can I go on?
And this young woman, notice how sensible so many bright young American kids have become in the era of Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and of course, the late Charlie Kirk. This young woman decided to find out if any of the No Kings protesters had even the faintest idea what they were protesting about.
You're at the No Kings protest today. I was wondering how President Trump has put your freedom in jeopardy.
I wouldn't say my freedom's in jeopardy.
Yeah. So whose freedom's in? Why are you out here at the No Kings protest, I guess? I was wondering, what has President Trump done to put your freedom in danger?
Equally as clueless was, of course, this sad old man, sorry, my mistake, this famous Hollywood celebrity.
Trump does not understand anything about humanity, people. He has no empathy. I don't know what he is, but he's an alien.
So, as well as a king and as well as a dictator, Trump is now also an alien. My goodness, sounds like a comedy sketch. Actually, someone else who once dreamed of being a king was Robert De Niro himself.
It's hilarious, isn't it? They give all these actors airtime to put out these political messages and incite certain behaviours. They just get off scot-free doing that. Actors should stick to acting, and politicians can stick to the politics. No one cares. These actors, Robert De Niro and John Cusack and all these other flogs out there who want to grandstand like their opinion means something. And it's interesting because they get these people on TV saying this stuff because they want more people to align with that particular messaging. So they're using celebrities. How many celebrities do you see out there maybe talking about right-winged messages or ideologies? You just don't see it. And if you did, they'd be called a Nazi and probably cancelled.
Don't tell anyone yet, but you're looking at the new king of comedy. Why not me? Why not?
Why not? Yes, years ago, De Niro has finally found himself the true métier that he's always after as a stand-up comedian. Have a look.
I'm going to say one thing. Trump.
Great stuff, Bob.
He's losing the plot, eh?
Maybe he could even go off Broadway and have his own backing group for the No Kings Trump Derangement Syndrome Gala Extravaganza.
It goes to show you just how nutty these people are when they're forced to try and live in a society that has common sense. Have a look what's going on out here. Imagine a war started. Are these people going to be able to defend their country? They're going to want Big Daddy Donald Trump to look after them then, aren't they? Look at this. Useless, adding nothing to society. Let's come protest and do a stupid dance on the street.
Of course, it was the cartoon Family Guy that originally predicted these sorts of endless, meaningless, woke protest movements.
What do we want?
We don't know.
When do we want it?
Also unclear.
Why do we want it?
Because it was forwarded to us in an email, so it must be true. Yeah!
Brilliant. But speaking of kings or no kings, others were quick to point out that America has indeed had its own king, as this AI-generated deepfake video amusingly explains.
What does Elvis and President Trump have in common?
Well, I heard about those folks holding the No King signs outside. I just want to make it real clear, I never gave myself that title. People started calling me the king of rock and roll, and I appreciate the compliment, but it didn't come from me.
So you don't consider yourself a king?
No, ma'am. There's only one true king, and that's Jesus Christ.
The No Kings riots set to kick off this weekend. No Kings. We like kings, actually, folks. We like one king in particular, quite frankly. The King of Kings, our Lord and Savior. I don't know, maybe you've heard of him. With that being said, God bless, good night, and good luck.
But of course, if Donald Trump were king, he would need...
I don't know. As I said, I think this world is nuts. And why did I put this particular US story on? That had 7 million people or something along those lines protesting. It's probably more than that against Donald Trump's tyrannical reign and the policies of his government. You see the same lunatics now. All that virus is spreading all over the Western world. I think social media has something to do with that. I think a lot of people, you think, why would people want to go and protest? Because you see these people who go and protest the anti-racism and the pro-Palestine and the no kings. They're all middle-class white people, generally no skin really in the game at all for any of the issues that they're protesting. But they want to have a cause because they don't have anything else going for them in their life. So they want to feel like they're doing something with their life. So they just latch onto anything. That's why you see these LGBT plus protesters combining with the pro-Palestine rallies. And I've said this heaps of times. I can't make sense of that because you'll be thrown off a roof if you're gay over there. They're not going to look at you like you're a human being. But you're going and you're joining forces, LGBT plus for Palestine? What bullshit is that? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Have the great rest of your Sunday. See you in the next one. Cheers.